the topics we are going to deal with today. In this lecture, we are going to see the following topics, mainly what is a hexadecimal number system and how we can convert a hexadecimal number to decimal number. Then we are going to see how the same decimal number is converted to hexadecimal number, and then we are also going to see how a hexadecimal number can be converted to binary number and then binary to hexadecimal number, and after that we are going to see another new number system known as the octal number system. Here again we are going to see how a octal number can be converted to decimal number, and then from decimal to octal conversion how we can perform, and then from octal to binary, and finally from binary to octal. So, this is what we are going to see in today's lecture. So, the first topic we are going to deal with is what is a hexadecimal number system. Now that we have introduced binary number system, we know that it is very useful in computers, but then when the numbers become too big, the binary bits also become many in number, which will be very difficult to remember and also to handle. And you can see, for example, here we have shown some numbers. You can see a 255, which is a decimal number, requires 8 bits when you convert it to binary. Same way 1023, which is a decimal number, requires about 10 bits when it is converted to binary. Same way 65,534 requires about 16 bits. So, you can see now if the number is going to be larger, what will happen? The number of bits will also become many. This is where the hexadecimal number becomes very useful. It becomes handy, and in hexadecimal number system is one which has a base 16, and the hexadecimal digits are shown here, which are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and after 9 we do not have 10, instead we have A, B, C, D, E and F. The base of a hexadecimal number system is 16, whereas the base of a binary number system is 2. Since 2 power 4 is equal to 16, it follows that any hexadigit can be represented by a group of a 4-bit binary number, and that is what is shown here in this table. As you can see, the table shows how a hexadecimal number can be represented in the binary form. So, you can see 0 is represented as 4 digit or 4-bit binary number 0000. So, any number should be represented only as a 4-bit number when it comes to binary. 1 is represented as 0001, similarly 2 0010 and so on, and same way you can see the next table represents 7, 8, 9, then A, which is 10, is 1010, B, which is 1011, C is 1100, D is 1101, that is 13, and then we have E that comes as 1110 and F is 1111. This table is also useful when we convert a hexadecimal to binaries and vice versa, which we will be seeing in the course of this lecture. And now we will see how a hexadecimal number can be converted to a decimal number, and here we have to only difference is, just like how a binary number is converted to a decimal number, we are going to multiply each digit with its weight. In binary number we use 2 powers of 2 as a weight, but here the difference is, here we are going to use the powers of 16 as its weight. For all integer numbers we use the weight 16 power 0, 16 power 1, 16 power 2, etc. And for the fractional part we use 16 power minus 1, 16 power minus 2, etc. And for like we have a decimal point for a decimal number and binary point for a binary number, we also have a hexadecimal point. Now, we will take a number, for example, we will take a number D5, which is in the hexadecimal form. Now, we will convert it to a decimal number. What we can do is, the first number, that is the least significant digit here, is 5. With 5 we multiply its weight 16 power 0, and with 13, D represents 13 in the by decimal form. So, we use 13 here and we multiply the power of that d, which is 16 power 1. So, 16 power 0 is nothing but 1. So, we get 5 into 1 and 13 into 16. So, 5 into 1 gives you 5, whereas 13 into 16 gives you 208. When we add up the 2, we get 213, which is a decimal number. So, you can see that this D5, which is in the hexadecimal form, gets converted to 213 in the decimal conversion. The same way, we can see that any number you take, suppose I take E9, this E9 can be converted as, first we take 9 and multiply its weight, which is 16 power 0. Then we take E. What is E? Actually E is 14 and 14 should be multiplied by 16 power 1. So, 9, when 9 into 16 power 0 can be written as 9 into 1, because anything raised to the power 0 becomes 1, whereas 14 into 16 gives us, see, you can multiply and see, it will give us how much? It will give us 8, which is here we get 16 fours, 4 times 2. So, we get 64 and here 6. So, you get 224. So, it is 224 plus 9, which will be 233. So, this is the conversion to the decimal number. So, E9H gets converted to 233 in the decimal form. Now, the same way you can see if you take another number. So, the example is 3FC.8. This I want to convert to decimal number. So, what we can do is, I will write that again here. You can see this is 3FC.8. So, what we have to do is, again as I said earlier, we will take this 3FC separately and we will multiply each one with its weight. So, for points which are digits which are coming to the left of the hexadecimal point should be multiplied with weight 16 power 0, 16 power 1, 16 power 2 and so on. So, we know that C represents 12. So, it is 12 into 16 power 0. If you take F, F represents 15 and its weight is 16 power 1. If you take 3, the weight of 3 is 16 power 2. So, you can see that the first number is 12 into 1, 16 power 0 gives you 1, whereas this is 15 into 16 and the 3 is multiplied with 256. So, 12 into 1 gives us 12, 15 into 16 will give us 15, 6 15s are, we can see that it is 0 and 8, it will come 240 here and 256 into 3 gives us 8, 6 and 7. So, when we add up this we get 0 and we get 2 and here we get 0. So, 1020 we get. For 0.8 what we have to do is, this 8 should be multiplied into 16 power minus 1. Any digit that comes to the right of the hexadecimal point should be multiplied by weights 16 power minus 1, 16 power minus 2 and so on. So, what we will be getting is 8 into 1 by 16, which will be 1 by 2. As you can see, this will get cancelled to give 1 by 2. What is 1 by 2? 1 by 2 is 0.5. So, the answer for this 3FC.8 will be 1020.5. So, this is how it gets converted to its decimal equivalent. We will go to the next one. The next one we are going to see is how a decimal number can be converted to hexadecimal number. To convert a decimal to a hexadecimal number, what we will have to do is, we have to divide the number by 16 and the remainders should be collected separately, and if the remainder is taken from top to bottom will give you the answer in hexadecimal form. So, we have to take a decimal number and we have to start dividing it repeatedly by 16 and we have to collect the remainders as I said earlier, and the remainders we have to take from top to bottom, and that number will give us the conversion of any decimal number to a hexadecimal number. For that, let us take an example and let us try to convert 213 to hexadecimal form. So, here you can see I have divided 213 by 16. When in 21, 16 will go 1 times and we will get 53. In 53, 16 will go 3 times and we get a remainder 5. Now, if I further divide this by 16, what I will be getting will be 0 and this 13 will come as a remainder. Now, this 13 represents D in the hexadecimal form. So, the answer for 213 in the decimal form gets converted to D5 in the hexadecimal form. So, the hexadecimal number can be also written as D5H instead of writing D516. Now, we will take another example, that is 1020. Now, this 1020 I am going to divide by 16. So, when I divide by 16, what I will be getting is, we know that in 102 16 will go 6 times, I will get 6, in 60 16 will go 3 times and I will be getting 12. For 12 we know 12 represents always C, and 63 again if I divide by 16, what I will get will be, in 63 again it will go only 3 times and I will be getting 15. I will get 15 and 15 is nothing but F. 3 if I divide again by 16, what I will get is 0 and the remainder will be 3. So, we have to go from the most significant digit to the least significant bit, which is C. So, the answer will be now 3FC. So, this is the hexadecimal conversion of the number 1020. And now, we will take another example 98.625. Now, to convert this decimal to its equivalent hexadecimal number, what we can do is, first we will take 98, which is the integer part, and integer part as usual what we have to do is divide by 16. So, I get 6 and the remainder as 2. If I divide further the 6 by 16, what I will be getting will be 6, and I have to take always from the most significant digit to the least significant digit. So, what I will be getting will be 62. So, the conversion of the decimal number 98 is 62 in the hexadecimal form. Now, I have to convert 0.625 also to hexadecimal. So, what I should do now is, I should multiply 0.625 into 16. This is what I should do now. If I multiply this, what I will be getting will be, I will be getting 0, because 5 into 16 gives me 80 and 8 will come here, 16 into 2 gives me 32, 32 plus 8 will give me 40, carry 4, and 96 plus 4 will give me 10.000, and 10 is nothing but A. So, the answer will be 62.A. This is how we convert. Here I have to take the carries. See, whenever decimal point comes, what we will have to do is, we have to multiply that decimal whatever that comes to the right hand side of the hexadecimal point, we have to multiply those numbers repeatedly by 16 and collect all the carries. So, here the carry is 10 and the 10 can be represented only by the symbol A in the hexadecimal number. So, 62.A is a conversion of 98.625, which is a decimal number. Now, we will see the conversion of hexadecimal to binary conversions. We know how we converted a decimal number to a binary number. What we did was, we divided the decimal number repeatedly by 2 and we converted the decimal number to the binary form, which we did in the earlier lecture series. Now, we are going to see the same way. We know that hexadecimal number has a base 16 and 16 is nothing but 2 power 4. So, to convert a hexadecimal number to a binary form, all we have to do is take the digits and write the binary number with having 4 bits in each group. So, that is how we should convert it. In each group there should be at least 4 bits. So, here you can see that every hexadecimal number should have 4 bits and the weights of the bits will be 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2 and 2 power 3. So, let us take a number 25H and convert it into binary. So, what we have to do is, see here, what does 5 in the binary form represent is 1 0 1, but then this is not a hexadecimal number, it is only a binary number. So, to make it into a hexadecimal, all I have to do is put a 0 here. Now, it is a 4-bit group. So, this 5 can be represented as 0 1 0 1. This is also shown in the table earlier. So, the table can be referred, and what is the equivalent of 5 in the binary form can be written directly. Same way 2 in the binary conversion gives us 1 0, but then it is not a hexadecimal number. To make it hexadecimal, all we have to do is put 2 zeros. So, this becomes the binary equivalent of 25H. The next what we will see is, we will take another number and see, in this number we have 3A.7. The same way we will have to write this in the usual binary form. A represents 10. 10 is nothing but, see, I will write the number again here and then convert it. See, the A can be written as 1010. So, it is in the binary form now, and it also has 4 bits. Since it has 4 bits, it also represents hexadecimal number, no problem. But look at 3. 3 can be written as only 1 in the binary form. That is, the usual decimal to binary conversion gives us only 1. But when you want to make this 3, this is an hexadecimal number, this is not a decimal number, it is a hexadecimal number. So, to represent a hexadecimal in binary form, what we will have to do is, we have to put 2 more zeros, we have to add 2 more zeros to the front. Now, it becomes a binary number. Same way 7 is represented as 111, but then if you want to convert hexa to binary, what we will have to do is put a 0 here. So, this gives the binary equivalent of the hexadecimal number 3A.7. Next, what we will do is, we will see how we can convert binary to hexadecimal form. Here again what we will have to do is, all the binary numbers should be grouped into 4 bits. That is very important, because always when we convert hexa to binary or binary to hexa, this particular thing should be borne in mind. We have to form a group of 4 bits. If a bit does not have a 0, what we can do is, we can add a 0 and make it into 4-bit number, because only a 4-bit number can represent a hexadecimal, because it has weights 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2 and 2 power 3, as I said earlier. So, here you can see I have taken an example, and the example represents number 100101, which is a binary number. Here you can see that this 1010 forms a 4-bit number, but the 10 that comes up before that does not represent a 4-bit number. So, to make it 4-bit, what we can do is, as it is shown here, the 10 along with 10 we can add 2 more zeros to the front. So, that now we get a 4-bit group. Similarly, this can be kept as it is 0 1 0 1. Therefore, the magnitude of this becomes something like this 0 0 1 0 and 0 1 0 1, which can be written as 2 and 5 in the hexadecimal form. The same way, now binary to hexadecimal conversion. Again, as I said earlier, this is very important. We have to form a 4-bit number. Without a 4-bit number, we cannot do it. So, the example is shown here, and now we will convert a binary to hexa, and when we do that, again as I said earlier, the fractional parts always we should go from the hexadecimal point or from the binary point, we will have to go to the right. If we are on the left hand side, for the integer part, always we should move towards the left. So, for example, we will take a number like this 1010.1101. Both the numbers you can see on either side of the point, you have 4 bits. So, no problem, this number represents D in the hexadecimal form, and this binary number which gives 10 can be represented as A. All this can be seen in the table that is shown earlier. From the table itself you can write it. The next number is 110.101. Here you can see both the numbers does not have 4 bits. So, now the problem comes how we can make it into 4 bit number. So, as I said earlier, the one that is coming earlier you can put a 0, that is you are moving towards the left when it comes to the integer part. So, we write 0 1 1 as you can see here and we put a 0 in front of it. So, it becomes a 4 bit number, but you see to the right of the decimal number what we do is we move towards the right. So, what we are doing is we are keeping the number as it is 101 and we are adding a 0 to the end of it. We are not putting a 0 in front of it, but we are putting a 0 at the end of it. This should be carefully followed because we are moving towards the right when it comes to the fractional part. When it comes to the integer part we move towards the left. So, the number becomes 6A. So, you can see the binary number which is 110.101 gets converted to 6A in the hexadecimal form. Okay. Now, you can see 1110.11. Already the number on the left hand side has 4 bit number, it is already a 4 bit number. So, we need not put any extra zeros, we can retain it as it is. But when it comes to the right hand side of the decimal point, we find that there is only 1 1, which is not a 4 bit number. So, what we are doing is we are adding 2 more zeros to it. As I said earlier, we should not put 0 to the in the front, but we should put the zeros only to the end of it to make it a 4 bit number. So, what we are getting ultimately is E and C, because 1110 represents E in the hexadecimal system and 1100 which represents 12 is represented as C in the hexadecimal system. So, we get EC. So, this binary number 1110.11 gets converted to EC in the hexadecimal system. And to see another example, we have taken a bigger number and you can see that the number taken is 111.0111.1. So, here again you can see if we move towards the left, if you take the integer part we have to move towards the left. So, 1110 you get a 4 bit. The remaining 3 numbers is only 111, but it is not a 4 bit. On the right hand side of the decimal point you have only a single digit, that is 1, but you can see that you can make it into a 4 bit number like it is shown here. You can put a 0 to the 3 ones that is on the left hand side before the 3 ones, but when it comes to the right hand side of the hexadecimal point you should put zeros only at the end of the numbers, that is 1000. The 3 zeros come only after 1, not before 1. So, now you can see this number actually becomes, what does it become? 1000 is nothing but 8. So, the right hand side of the decimal point will have only 8. What is 111? 111 is 7 and again this 111 is also 7. So, what we will be getting will be 77.8. So, the number 1110.111.1 gets converted to 77.8 in the hexadecimal number system. So, I think these examples will tell you clearly how this number a binary number can be converted to hexadecimal number and so on. Now, we will do a simple assignment, I will do it for you. So, you can see that if I take a number 11110.111, we will take up this number. Now, what I should do is I should form 4 bit on both sides of the decimal point. So, what I can do is on the right hand side I can add a 0 at the end. On the left hand side what I can do is I can keep these 4 digits as it is, and this one does not have 3 bits along with it. So, what we can do is we can add 3 zeros to the front of it. So, the number that I will be getting will be, this represents a 1, whereas this represents 8 plus 4 plus 2, which is nothing but 12 plus 2 is 14, and 14 is represented as E in the hexadecimal number system, and this is again 8, 4 and 2, which represents again 14. So, what I get is 1 e dot e. So, this is the conversion of this binary number into an hexadecimal number. Same way, if we take another number, a simple number like this 101011, we can see that see I will write this number. Now, again if you want to convert, what should we do? This can be retained as it is, and here I can add 2 zeros to the front, and this is nothing but this represents 2 and this represents 8 plus 2 plus 1 11, and 11 is nothing but b. So, you can see that this number, which is a binary number, gets converted to 2b in the hexadecimal number system. So, this is what you should remember when it comes to conversion of binary to hexadecimal numbers. So, in today's lecture, so far what we have seen is, we have seen how a hexadecimal number can be converted to first a decimal number, and then we have also seen how we can convert a decimal number to a hexadecimal number by dividing the number repeatedly by 16 and taking the remainders. If it is a fractional part, what we do is we multiply by 16 and take the carries. This is what we did, and then we also saw how we can convert a hexadecimal number to binary number by taking each digit in the form of 4-bit binary word. And finally, we saw how a binary number can be converted to hexadecimal number by forming a group of 4 binary digits or 4 binary bits. And if a bit, suppose a number, binary number does not have 4 bits, what we do is we add zeros to it to make it into a group of 4 bits, and that way we can convert very easily a binary number to a hexadecimal number. So, this is what we saw in the lecture so far. Now, I would like to give you some assignments, and the numbers that you can take is anything from, say for instance, I will give you numbers like 413. You convert that 413, which is a decimal number, to a hexadecimal number. Similarly, you take another number which is 278.89. See, I am not giving a very easy number, I am giving you 278.89. Say 85 means you may get the number easily, I am giving you 89. Try to convert this decimal number to a hexadecimal number. Same way, you convert a hexadecimal number which is EB.79, EB.79 to a decimal number. EB, I will repeat, EB.79 to a decimal number. Similarly, you take another problem, I will give a easy one, point F. You convert this number point F, which is a hexadecimal number, to a decimal number. So, this will give you a clear idea of how you can convert a decimal to hexadecimal and hexadecimal to decimal. Similarly, we will also take some assignment to see how we can convert hexadecimal to binary. So, I would give you a small number which is EB.8. You convert this EB.8, which is a hexadecimal number, to a binary number. I think you will remember what you will have to do is, you have to write a 4-bit binary number for each digit. This is all you have to do. So, the number is EB.8, which is a hexadecimal number. I want you to convert into a binary number. Similarly, you convert a binary number to a hexadecimal number. The number given is 110.110, 110.110. I am giving you a binary number 110.110. You convert that to a hexadecimal number, and you also take another example 1010.11, 1010.11. This is a binary number I am giving you, convert it to hexadecimal number. With this, I think we can conclude this lecture. I hope this was useful to you. Thank you.